sipping Rizzling, yelling pipe down to the pit. See the thunder and lightning, really enticing. My used chopsticks for the Benny Hunter rice and Netflix nights. I pull out the projecting, protecting less than one.
From the rock city of Nigeria. Rock city of Nigeria. This is Fresh 107.9. Stay tuned for the news on Fresh 107.9 FM.
It's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. This is Global Updates on Fresh 107.9 FM, Abeokuta. I am Omoyemi Adesoye. First, the headlines. ASU calls off 9-month-old strike. Nigeria records 999 new COVID-19 cases with 4 new deaths. On the foreign scene, UK-France service resumes as COVID-19 travel ban eased. In sports, Arteta laments its side's a miserable form after 4-1 loss to Manchester City. Stay tuned for details of this and more. And now the news in detail. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, today conditionally suspended its strike, ending a protracted industrial action that started since March 2020. ASU National President Biodun Omoyemi made the announcement during a briefing of the union in Abuja, explaining that the development followed the agreement reached with the federal government and a meeting with its National Executive Council. He said the suspension of the strike takes effect from Thursday, December 24, 2020. Professor Omoyemi indicated that the union will resume the strike without notice if government fails to meet its own part of the bargain.
After diligent and careful appraisal of various reports, especially the agreements reached by ASU with the federal government of Nigeria on the 22nd December 2020, NEC resolved as follows. A, to accept the agreements reached between ASU and the federal government on the 22nd December 2020. B, to consciously and diligently monitor the implementation of the FGN-ASU agreements of 22nd December 2020 in all our branches. C, to ensure that no ASU member suffers any loss of the served benefits as a result of participation in the strike. D, to pursue fervently the areas in the FGN-ASU agreement of 2009 and the MOA 2013 that require legislation such as the mainstreaming of EAA into the annual budget and the amendment of the executive bill in respect of the National Universities Commission Act 2004. NEC resolved that the current strike action by the union should be suspended conditionally with effect from 12 a.m. Thursday, 24th December 2020. However, should government fail to bid its own part, to fulfill its own part of the agreement, ASU will resume a suspended strike without any notice.
And to COVID-19 update, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has recorded 999 new cases of COVID-19, bringing the total number of infections in the country to 79,789. The NCDC disclosed this on its Twitter handle on Tuesday night. Of the new cases reported, the FCT recorded 416, Lagos 324, Kaduna 68, Plateau 42, Kwara 32, Kano 24, Gombe 14, Sokoto and Yobe 12 cases each, Akwa Ibom 11, Bayelsa 10, Rivers and Bauchi 7 cases each, Ogun 6, Oyo 5, Edo and Taraba 4 cases each, and Jigawa with 1 case. So far, 68,879 cases have been discharged, while 1,231 deaths have been recorded in the country. In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has announced the extension of the mandate of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 until March 2021. President Buhari gave the directive during a meeting with the task force at the State House in Abuja yesterday, where they submitted their end-of-the-year report to him. The extension of the mandate of the PTF is in the light of the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic experienced across the country. According to the president, the gains made in the fight against COVID-19 in the past 9 months must not be lost.
Associated with the foregoing is the need to speedily and strategically access and administer the coronavirus vaccine in a safe, effective, and timely manner. This is an aim of the vaccines using the existing health structures that have worked in the past in vaccine administration. C. Authorize the PTF to engage with the states for them to assume full ownership of this state of response by developing legal structures and resources, including enforcement, to manage the pandemic within their jurisdictions. Details of the advisory measures have already been announced. And D. Authorize the PTF and the Nigerian Immigration Service to ensure that all inbound passengers who failed to show up for post-arrival coronavirus tests are sanctioned within the ambit of the law for breaching the public health protocols.
Moving on, the Lagos State Judicial Panel on Restitution for Victims of SARS and other related matters continued its sitting yesterday with 16 cases listed for hearing. One of the highlights of the day sitting is the petition of late Kolade Johnson, who was allegedly killed by a SARS officer in 2019 in Lagos State. A neighbor and eyewitness, Nana Samuel, who filed a petition alongside the late Kolade's family, testified the circumstances surrounding the incident.
We went to the E3 to watch a football match that will take place on that day. We were there when a young lady ran into the place and was shouting, "Help, kidnappers." So we all ran out of the place. A man came down from the bus, putting on a black polo, written at the back, SARS, carrying a rifle in his hand. He then raised the rifle up and shot to the air. And the bus drove away and later stopped. And he came down again and said, "You are the ones that wants to die for Ismail." So when he pointed the gun at my direction and Kolade Johnson, and the next thing that we had was another gunshot, which entered Kolade down right at his.
The case was later adjourned to January 22, 2021 for further hearing. And to security matters, the Nigeria Governors Forum is pledging total commitment to go tough on bandits, kidnappers, and other criminals terrorizing innocent citizens. Chairman of the forum and Governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, says the governors will act tough to stop the major causes of security challenges, as well as intensify social investment programs that will address inequality and poverty. He made the comment yesterday when he led the forum to pay a solidarity visit to the Katsina State Governor Aminu Masari over the rescue of the Kankara Government Science Secondary School students.
For us, the Nigerian Governors Forum, we believe that we not only have to be tough on banditry, on kidnapping, on criminality generally, but that we also have to be tough on the causes of these problems. And social inequality, poverty are key issues, and we need to be able to ensure that our government, our states, price away our young people from the merchants of death who are using them as cannon fodder for this criminal brigandage. And we can only do that if we provide them with alternative means of livelihood and support system that will not entice them to these elements that are endangering the whole of our country.
You've been listening to Global Updates on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. Still to come on the foreign scene, UK-France service resumes as COVID-19 travel ban eased. In sport, Arteta laments his side's miserable form after 4-1 loss to Manchester City. Still with Fresh 107.9 FM. Thank you for staying with us, and now to the rest of the news. On the foreign scene, rail, air and sea services between the UK and France have resumed this morning after the French government agreed to ease its travel ban over COVID fears. French citizens, British nationals living in France and hauliers are among those not able to travel if they have a recent negative test. Soldiers have joined NHS test and trace staff in Kent to carry out rapid tests on stranded lorry drivers. The travel ban was imposed on Sunday after the UK government warned of a new fast-spreading variant of coronavirus and introduced strict Tier 4 stay-at-home restrictions across large parts of southern and eastern England in response to a new variant of coronavirus. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Congress to amend a $900 billion coronavirus relief bill to more than triple its stimulus payment to Americans. In a video message posted on Twitter, he said the package was a disgrace, full of wasteful items. Mr. Trump said it's called the COVID relief bill, but it has almost nothing to do with COVID. The $900 billion bill includes one-off $600 payments to most Americans, but Mr. Trump said the figure should be $2,000.
Congress found plenty of money for foreign countries, lobbyists, and special interests while sending the bare minimum to the American people who need it. It wasn't their fault. It was China's fault, not their fault. I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple. I'm also asking Congress to immediately get rid of the wasteful and unnecessary items from this legislation and to send me a suitable bill, or else the next administration will have to deliver a COVID relief package, and maybe that administration will be me, and we will get it done. Thank you very much.
In business, chaos at port caused by EU border closures has set back the UK's efforts to reassure foreign customers post-Brexit. Food and Drink Federation boss Ian Wright said UK exporters wanted to make sure foreign firms could rely on their supply chains after January 1. Mr. Wright was giving evidence to an emergency hearing of the Commons Business Committee called to examine the impact of the border delays on UK business and security of supply. France shut its UK border for 48 hours on Sunday amid fears of a new coronavirus variant in the UK, with more than 50 countries banning UK arrivals. At the same time, UK-EU talks on a post-Brexit trade deal are continuing, with 9 days left to reach and ratify any agreement. And in the world of sport, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has lamented his side's miserable form as Manchester City demolished the North London club 4-1 in the quarter-finals of the League Cup club. On Tuesday, City ensured it will be a depressing Christmas for struggling Arsenal boss Arteta by condemning his side to a fourth defeat in their last 6 games in all competitions. Arteta said after the game that it's a hard one to take considering how the game went. He adds that a lot of strange things are happening in every game and that makes things really difficult, noting that Runarsson has not played a lot of games for the team, but he needs their support.
It is what we are fighting against, but we're going to keep fighting. There is no any other way. It's a really hard result to take, but as well we have to look at things that can help us for the future. And I have to say that for the young players in a really difficult scenario, I think they did really well as well. We win and lose together, and Alex has played other games. We decided to play him tonight for many reasons, and that's it. Their responsibility is for all of us.
Before we end the global updates on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta, here is a recap of the main stories. We told you that the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has conditionally suspended its strike, ending a protracted industrial action that started since March 2020. On the foreign scene, UK-France service has resumed as COVID-19 travel ban imposed in France was eased. And in sports, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has lamented his side's miserable form after 4-1 loss to Manchester City in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. And that's a global update on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta, as edited by Wale Bakari. I am Omoyemi Adesoye. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.
From the rock city of Nigeria. Rock city of Nigeria. This is Fresh 107.9.
Yo, my name is M.I. I always give you 100%, nothing less. And when it comes to hip-hop, you know M.I. is the best. And let me tell you, my lyrics and my thoughts, they mesh. And the best station in Abeokuta is Fresh.
Chocolate City Pictures presents M.I. Primal. MR2 Action Film.
Ha! Let's go. Yeah, push your car down. Left, 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 left. Ha! Push it down full. Left, right, left.